Hello lovely people, welcome to yet another video. So today we'll be talking about how to respond to intrusive and nosy questions. We always have the set of people who tend to overstep by asking really personal questions. Too many people these days have decided that everyone else owes them an explanation and that they are entitled to information that nobody a generation ago would have thought of asking. The only way to stop this intrusion is to refuse to participate. But then you do not have to be upset or rude or lose your composure whenever you find yourself in a situation like this. Because while some people ask you certain questions because they genuinely want to know, there are others who ask you because they're just looking for gossip, or at most they're trying to spite you. So of course that angry reaction that you give, it kind of satisfies some people. Now note that anybody who keeps pushing for answers to question you're always declining is going out of line, but they do not always realize it. Oftentimes they'll try to explain why they want to know or why you should answer them or rephrase the question to try another angle. Do not fall into the trap of saying I don't know or I don't want to tell you. It gives some form of vulnerability every time you say that. Now some persons might try to blackmail you with words by saying stuff like, why not? Are we not friends? Don't you trust me? Come on, you can tell me anything. And before you know it, you're already saying things you're not supposed to say. And suddenly, before you know it, you're on the defensive and trying to protect their feelings, as if that is way more important than your privacy. Now, just to make sure that you're setting boundaries, you could ignore the question, answer the question with a question, simply walk away, or just change the subject. Talk about something else. Now here are a few nosy questions and how you can tactfully and gracefully respond to them. Number one, how old are you? Now there has to be an ongoing conversation that warrants anybody asking another person this question, because it's really a rude question. Sometimes, like I said before, they genuinely want to know. Other times, they just want to compare your age with your accomplishments. I personally would answer this question by saying something like, I feel 65, thank you. Number two is, how much did you buy that? Now, unless you're really close to someone, it's really rude to ask how much they bought a wear. It could be a way of comparing finances, and trust me, not everybody is comfortable with comparing their finances with you. Now, this is whether the item is cheap or expensive. I'll probably answer this question by saying it was a gift. Thank you. So number three is, how much do you make? Tell me why anybody would ask someone this question. It's really hard to come to a conclusion as to why anybody would need this sort of information of another person. Now for this one, I might not be playing the not offended card or just dancing around the bush. Okay. I would simply say something like, that's a very personal question, while I hope the person gets it. Number four is, why are you gaining so much weight? You don't want to ask somebody that sort of question. It's just a too weighty question, because what kind of response do you expect the person to give to you? Because most people do not even understand how their body weight is adding up or how it is reducing. So it is sort of rude to just go to someone and ask them why exactly they are gaining so much weight. So if I am asked that sort of question, I think I'll respond with something like, oh, I am eating well and I have peace of mind. Now, if you watch this video until now and you're gaining value, of course, I know you absolutely are, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. And you can also say lovely things to me in the comments. So number five is just the opposite of number four. Why are you losing so much weight? And just like I said, not everybody would be able to explain what's going on with their body, whether they are adding up or they are losing weight. So it's rude. I'll simply ask you, why do you want to lose some weight yourself? So the fifth question is so big. It's such a big question. And I don't even know, how can you afford that? Now, this one is an underneath insult, while it is very disrespectful. Now, if someone asks you this question, it is either they think you are very poor, or they think you've done something illegal or preposterous to get the money to be able to afford that thing they're asking you about. But remember, no fights, no losing composure. You can just say, I manage my money well. You should too. Number 7, what are your long-term plans? Now, I would only answer this question if I was at a job interview. And of course, in an interview, I would be answering the questions very professionally and to office standards. So of course, it would have nothing to do with my personal life. So it's really not offensive at an interview, but it's very offensive from person to person, especially someone who's not so close to you. The person is not a family member, neither is this person a very close friend. So you could respond by saying, I'd rather be very sure of them before blowing them up. So what are your long-term plans? So that's like putting them in the middle of their own question, and it works every time, trust me. Number 8, why are you still single? I think this one is a lot. This one is like, I don't know, putting yourself in some kind of shoe, because I don't understand. What single, can we allow single people breathe? You know, in this part of the world, people tend to make single people so uncomfortable, more like being single is like a disease or something. It's so abnormal for somebody to be single. We should not be so. So say I was single and someone asked me this question, I would not be so kind to you. I'll ask you something like, why? Why are you asking? Am I causing you a commotion by being single? Now remember that if you're giving responses like this, you still need to maintain your composure so that they understand that you're ready for whatever they are bringing at you. So always remember that your personal privacy in any conversation is your absolute right. You are not obligated to reveal private information, and you are not required to explain why. So we're stopping here for today. I'll see you in my next video. Until then, go out there, win, be bold, and remember to love yourself. Bye-bye.